Hello everyone, today I will be reviewing Season 1 of Apple TV Plus's Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. This is a non-spoiler review of the MonsterVerse Godzilla spin-off show. It's a spin-off of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla v. Kong, Kong Skull Island. So if you've watched and liked any of these movies, this is a spin-off show of that, kind of detailing the history of Monarch from the 50s to the modern era, with two distinct timelines. This will be non-spoilers. But if you've not seen the show, feel free to watch this review and then, based on my thoughts, see if you want to check it out or not. And without further ado, let's get into things. Now, just to start off with a couple criticisms of the show, it definitely had a hard time balancing. Like I said, it has two distinct plot lines, timelines going on, where there's the modern era in every episode, and then the past every episode. But sometimes it's the past of the 50s, where we have a distinct cast of characters. Sometimes it's the past of our characters. And while generally that worked for me, I thought it was kind of jarring at points, especially in the very beginning and kind of middle to later portions of the show. And it definitely hurt the episode's pacing, and just the show in general just kind of lulled a bit in the middle when it kind of lost its purpose of okay, what are we doing here? What's the goal of the characters? So the show didn't always have the best pacing, specifically in the first two episodes and around in the middle, where it just needed to have a better balance of modern and past timelines, and that's really my big criticism of the show, where it could have balanced that better at points. But onto the pros. First off, I really enjoyed how this show, this is something I'm sure a lot more people had criticisms on, but I really liked it. How it's a lot more it's a lot more about humans and drama and building this world and the people in this world and the organizations in this world, and it's a lot less about the monsters, so that whenever there are monsters or Godzilla or moments like that, it has a ton of weight. I mean, Godzilla, he's been good these couple of months, because whenever he shows up in this show, it's really cool. It's got a lot of weight. It's awesome. You're just holy crap, that's Godzilla. That's so cool. And you kind of feel that along with the characters, and that's going along with Godzilla -1 a couple weeks back, which is awesome. But then also the humans are genuinely really compelling. The main timeline characters, it took me a bit to come around to them, but characters like Kate, Kentaro, May, Tim, generally I found them all pretty likable. I like their dynamics and arcs with each other. And I thought they all worked. They got a lot better as the series went on. Even when a character wasn't super likable at the beginning, by the end, generally I found myself invested in their story and their character. Even if some of them, maybe they delved a little too much into their backstory, when I didn't really feel like that was necessary for the overall look of the show. The characters in the past I really, really enjoyed. I enjoyed how to tie it into Kong Skull Island, and I just think they worked really well with their dynamics. And if the whole show had just been the past plotline, I think it still would have been great. Maybe not the future plotline would have worked on its own as a whole show, but the past plotline would have been a great show on its own, I feel like. But it still worked very well in the smaller segments here. I think the standout character, though, was Lee Shaw, portrayed by Kurt Russell in the modern timeline, and his son Wyatt Russell in the past timeline. He's just a very distinct, unique character with a great arc throughout, and always has a lot of charisma and energy to every scene he's in that just makes him the best character in the show. And while I have complained about the show lulling in the middle, it still had some great moments, but I think it really worked in those last 2 or 3 episodes, where it tied all the stories together, had so many great emotional character moments, and you really cared for the characters by the end. So when something big happened to them in the near those final 2 episodes, you really got emotionally invested in them and their story, and it really worked for me. And the end had a great balance of monsters and human drama, and I really enjoyed it, and I just liked how this kind of built upon the world. And who knows, maybe my standards for human characters are a little low, because most of the other MonsterVerse, Godzilla, Kong movies have very, very weak characters, but they worked really, really well in this one, and kind of makes me bummed that whenever we see Godzilla times Kong in a couple of months, the human characters are not going to be as strong. But I'm really excited for a second season for this show. I hope to get one. I like the characters, I like the world building. Lee Shaw, played by Kurt and Wyatt Russell, is a really, really great character. And I feel like the monsters really, really have weight in the show, and it makes it all the more entertaining. So I'd honestly give Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, an 8.5 out of 10. If you like those MonsterVerse movies, but were wishing there was better human characters, I'd say check out this show. It's worth a watch, even when it lulls a little bit. I hope you guys like the review. Coming up in a little over 2 weeks is going to be my review of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the new Disney Plus series airing. And then my next movie review will be coming up soon, probably with Madam Web, but maybe beforehand. We'll see. Hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.